Music. All right. Yeah. Perfect. Do it. What? Sweet. We are live. This is the Aftertouch podcast. I'm Tyler. Got my boy Taft.
Yo.
And then we have over here our guest, James McIntyre. James.
Hey.
What's up, James?
Nothing consequential.
That's a huge word, consequential.
No way. You're bringing music.
Yes.
Well, James is a musician here in Provo, Utah, and we're going to talk to him real quick, mainly because I don't think we really know anything about you. Real quick, where are you from? You have an accent.
I was born in Australia.
Why are you here?
Because God bless America.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mum is from Northern California, and while we were over there, her entire family moved to Utah. So that was the motivation.
Are you guys LDS?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's
Yeah.
You're just here to come to Zion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, essentially. People are super nice here. It's been good to me. Like, that's why God bless America. Like,
Yeah. That's sweet.
You know, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody's in love with the place, but I am. Like, I got punched in the face by someone when I was like 11, just walking down the street because he wanted my skateboard. And now I'm just convinced that Utah is the greatest place in the world because that happened in Australia, and nothing like that has happened here.
Dang.
Yeah, nothing like that happens here to me.
Yeah.
Okay. How old were you when you moved here?
I was like a month away from being 13.
Okay, so you've been here a while then. That's cool.
Yeah, long time.
Well, sweet. James, tell us, music, go, sell yourself. Why should I listen to you?
Well, if you like being encouraged to be miserable and sad, then you should definitely listen to it. Like it's all like pretty.
So you like mellow stuff. Do you like Ben Harper?
I do like Ben Harper.
He's
I
got some
like
good
all
tunes.
of those. Like, have you seen that movie Austin to Boston?
No, I haven't. What's it
I'm
about?
pretty sure it's Ben Harper. I think we're talking about the same guy, but Nathaniel Radcliffe and Ben Harper and the Staves, they all jumped in a bunch of Volkswagen buses and went from Austin to Boston and had a bunch of stops along the way. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool documentary, and
That's sweet.
Why'd they do that? They just for fun?
well, it was also the keys player from Mumford & Sons got them all on his label for this tour or something. I don't know if it was like under his management label or whatever, but he was on the whole thing. He was driving a van the whole time. Yeah.
So I saw that. I see this video on your Instagram. You got kicked out of a band.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that it wasn't as bad as I make it sound. Like,
What happened, man?
okay, so I was playing with these really talented dudes. I met these guys. I was playing some little dinky show at a college dorm in Provo at the Glenwood, and these guys were just hanging out at the college dorm for some reason. Oh wait, no, one of them lived there at the time, and they heard me playing. They're just like, dude, we should. They were like starting.
Let's collaborate.
Let's start a band.
Well, they were starting a label, and they're just like, we want you to play on our label, and it's just like that part didn't work out, but I ended up playing drums for this Josh Snyder, and like now he's Josh Snyder in the Attic Kids, and they played in the last Valor battle and
How'd they do?
and all that. They did really well. I was out of the band just a bit before that happened, but it's just I didn't actually get kicked out. It was just kind of I had a mental breakdown, and it's my fault. Like,
Dang, man. Why'd you have a mental breakdown?
just stuff happened, and I thought things weren't fair, and
Yeah.
but then
You wanted to start writing lyrics. Was that the problem?
No, I just wanted to have full. I've got this dream and this standard of if we're gonna call it a band, it better be a band. Like, we are equal parts. If I'm gonna play for you, that's fine, but
I'm not your servant.
I'm gonna need compensation. No, I'll be your servant, but I'm gonna need compensation. But, you know, it's just if I'm gonna invest myself and do all this, you know, without being paid, I want to have a share in credits and stuff, and
Very true.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
for
like
sure.
that. A lot of people don't agree with me, and that's fine. But
They're
that's,
wrong.
Well, it just depends. I didn't think it was what I wanted to do, and it wasn't. And now they're doing a thing. They actually don't have a permanent drummer. They play around a mic, just one. It's this crazy high quality microphone, and they just do a folk. Have you ever heard of Gregory Alan Isaacoff?
No.
Okay, well he does the same thing. He's a South African folk singer, and I just saw him last week, and when I met these guys, like we went and saw him that same week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's pretty rad, and he does the same thing, and he calls it the nerd folk
The nerd
part of
folk.
the show. So he doesn't do it for the whole show, but these guys do. They just play around the mic.
The mic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, it's a good
What's the
deal.
name of this band again? The Jason
No,
Snyder.
it's Josh Snyder
Josh-
and the Attic Kids.
Man, I don't know if I don't know if I'd want to be in a band where I'm like.
Taken advantage of.
Well,
I wasn't being taken advantage
but
of.
like I don't want
That's
to be
not
the
thing.
I don't want to be the Attic Kids. I want my. I feel like.
Well, no, he's
oh.
no. I will stand up for him on this one because
can.
because his goal with it was like he is Josh Snyder and the Attic Kids, but someone else in the band, there's a guy named Mac in there, so it'll be Mac Wright and the Attic Kids. The Attic Kids are just the band that backs all these solo projects. Hopefully, like that was the
goal. It wasn't for
Yeah.
a band, but to have a backup. They
Yeah,
were the
yeah.
backup.
So it's a backup band, but you know, it just wasn't what I wanted to do at the time. And should I have stayed in? Maybe, but should I have been a bit nicer? Probably. I mean, you should always be nicer, but that didn't happen, and now it's fine. Like I play drums in another band called Empire Kings now. I play
I like
guitar in Cambry. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
No? Okay, yeah. Provo is amazing.
Are drums and guitar your two main instruments? you
Drums
play?
are my main thing. Guitar was because I couldn't get a gig playing drums for a really long time.
What I feel like there's a stereotype with drummers, like they're really flighty. Is that true? It seems like
Flighty?
bands can't
Flaky.
keep. Yeah,
They can't keep their drummer.
They can't keep a hold of a drummer
Well,
for some reason.
I don't. Well, that stereotype might come along because of the fact that there's a really limited supply of drummers, and most drummers are in 3 or 4 bands. Like the drummer that was playing with Josh Snyder at the battle when I wasn't there, he was also playing with Pipes, who, like, he was playing with Pipes, and Tate, who was the bassist in Josh Snyder, was playing for Pipes, playing violin. It's just like,
Oh man, so they're just he's just
yeah,
everywhere.
it's all just a real big mess. It's a fun mess because everybody's in each other's bands. Like you can share that with each other and whatever, but it's a lot. It's a lot going on all at once.
What's the local scene like then? What's the local scene, Provo scene for you? How do you take Provo as a music scene in general?
So I've been hanging around it since I was about 15. I've been working at Valor, doing volunteer work. I haven't been as active this year because for some reason I don't keep myself in the loop as well as I should. So I've been working at Valor since my senior year of high school.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
sweet.
I've been around.
Have
there.
you heard of Dirk Boss?
Yeah. So Dirk and I hang out occasionally.
Sweet, yeah. We had him. He was our
Yeah.
first episode. He's a sweet dude.
He was your first.
Yeah.
And he must have had some really. He's done a lot of cool stuff. Like he left Utah for like 3 months and just went up the one in California to Seattle. Just did whatever he wanted. I don't know how you guys didn't talk about that.
We're having him on another episode.
This
but
guy-
there's
this guy
things he
is
needs to
awesome.
Well, I
share.
mean, like this guy, he like keeps it a pretty well kept secret, but he's not in his 20s.
No,
He's not.
done
We
it-
know that.
Like he looks great. Like
That's all.
he looks great, but he's done a lot of stuff. Like he hasn't just dwindled away his 20s
Yeah.
working a job. He works just enough so he can do some cool stuff.
That's
and so
sweet.
he goes and nicks off the one, and you know he was gone for 3 months. I didn't know him then.
just like
but
disappeared. Just went off the grid.
yeah, just I think he got a van or something and just lived in a van for 3 months. Like, has he done that much more cool stuff that's just kind of a low point in his life?
No, Dirk, man. Every time I talk with Dirk, he amazes me. You always find something new about Dirk. You're just like, whoa, where that we were hanging out, and then I gave him a ride home, and it was like 2 a.m. We just got done watching this movie. He was cuddling with this girl right next to me. Just kept bumping my arm.
Was she 18?
She was not. She was close to his age. And
I'll tell you about that.
Oh, gosh.
I'll tell you about that in a second. It's not anything weird. I made it sound way more weird than it is.
And we're driving. I'm driving to his apartment, which by the way is super shady. If you ever been there, it was
But super rad.
And also we're driving. He just goes, "You know what, Tyler?" And he just gets to this huge spiritual metaphorical like life lesson. And it's like 2 a.m. I'm just like, yeah, I need that. Yeah, and then I drop him off in this alleyway. I'm like, "Where's your apartment?" He goes, "Oh, you see that window right there?" I'm like, "Yeah." I couldn't see a window. He's like, "That's where I live." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, because he lives in that sketchy apartment right outside of ABG's.
Yeah. Dirk. Well, tell us about this.
Okay, so there's this one time, again, 2 a.m. kind of deal. It's probably after open mic or a show. No, it was after a Grey Glass show. It was something.
Okay.
It was a good time anyway. So we're just like, oh man, I'm really hungry for some of that MacD's nuts, the McDonald's and
McD's nuts.
And so we go to McDonald's. Actually, at that point, I think I might have been sworn off it, so I'm all sitting there being like, "Oh no, it's bad for you." And it's like, I mean, like it is. Yeah. I just watched The Founder, super screwed up for the rest of my life.
The what?
The Founder.
It's about the McDonald's.
Yeah, about that Ray Kroc dude who just like screws the MacD's brothers over, and it's so sad.
Hey, I like Roy A. Kroc.
It's the guy that's the actor on Birdman.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael.
Well,
Keaton.
yeah, Michael Keaton's cool.
I almost worship Roy A. Kroc. I love that. Thank you, McDonald's. I love you. Sponsor me. But anyways, you guys wanted the chicken
I just wanted some Szechuan sauce and just I just wanted that Szechuan sauce. And there were a bunch of these girls, like they're good looking girls, just sitting at a table with like a couple of guys, and someone in the group, I can't even remember who was there, just said, "Oh, they're cute," and Dirk goes, and just like, "I can help you out."
He's straightforward, man.
Oh yeah,
he's got his ways.
He rocks right up to him. It's like there's probably like four girls and 3 guys, so it's not that unmatched. Like they're probably. Some of them are probably together. Does he care? No.
It's awesome.
He just goes up to him and starts talking to him. And then my other friend, he walks up to the table because he's getting all excited, like something cool's gonna happen.
Girls.
He's just like, oh my gosh. And he sees this little necklace and he's like, if you're Mormon, have you ever heard of the Laurel medallion?
Yeah.
She's still wearing her Laurel medallion, and he's just like, how old are you? 18. We're all like 23, and I'm out the door. I'm just like, I'm done.
That's too young for you?
Huh?
Is that too young? Wait, you were 23?
Yeah.
That's too young for you?
I
mean,
well,
I can understand why.
It's like, I'm down, like, here's my thing with age gaps in dating. It's just, for me, it's probably 5 years, but when I'm 25, 20, you know, it's just like, the whole before 20 thing now kind of weirds me out.
You still can't bring them into, like, adult places. Like a bar.
Yeah.
For food.
Yeah.
You made that sound kind of adult places.
Does this get edited at all?
No,
this is
live.
It's starting to sound weird.
Yeah, no, if it gets weird, we're sorry.
Excellent.
Wait, okay, so...
Well, no, but like,
another
I mean,
18.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now. Like, I've got a girlfriend now. She's great. She's my age. It's fun because
Nice.
you know it's like.
How old
legal.
are you now?
It's legal. I'm 23 still.
23. Okay.
Oh, I'm 24 next week.
Ooh, happy birthday.
Next week, yeah. It's very exciting. I think I'm gonna get a present maybe. I don't know.
Maybe? What?
I hope so. I asked for tools actually. I asked for a socket set from anyone who would give it to me. So
Very specific.
well, yeah, I just like socket sets are cool, man. I asked for a socket set and some screwdrivers.
So you're handy. What do you work
No,
on?
I'm not. That's why I need tools. I can't just improvise.
I consider someone that can use tools handy.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. So all right. So back to you talk to this girl. She's Laurel necklace.
Well, yeah, but that's
18.
that's the thing. I was just like,
So you bounced. Did
Yeah,
Dirk stay though? Did he?
well, he kept trying to help for the other guys.
Didn't work.
I think it would have, but I think everyone ended up getting a little bit exhausted before it worked out. So
like talking with these 18-year-olds.
yeah, they weren't the most interesting. Yeah, it's just like the initial effort was like super fun and whatever, and then it was just like.
Well, I find it hard. Remember, Taft, do you remember when we hung out with like all like those 4 18-year-olds, and then we like played games? No, we went to a concert first, then we played games, then we went hot tubbing. Do you remember that?
No, I'm forgetting.
We were with Rachel. And like
okay,
her 4 or 5
yeah.
18-year-old friends.
Okay, now I remember.
I just remember being like so exhausted because I couldn't keep up with like their conversations or like what they were talking about, or they were like, "Let's go do this." And I'm like, "Oh, it's past my bedtime."
I got osteoporosis. I gotta go to bed.
God, osteoporosis. Oh, stars. But yeah, all right. So you're dating someone right now?
Yeah.
You guys in love?
Yeah.
Do you say I love you?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been dating? I'm living vicariously through you right now.
For 4 months.
Let's cute. How'd you guys meet?
Actually, that same week that I met those guys from Josh Snyder and the Other Kids.
Making McDonald's. Oh no, that's a different story.
No, different story. I just like sing praises that I didn't meet her on the internet, because I'm just like, that's fun. Like, internet dating's cool and fun, and you can meet some really rad people. I've made some good friends from it, but I was just like, I don't think I could tell my kids that I met their mother on Tinder. I mean, like, that's for some people, whatever. But I couldn't do it.
That's
so,
Tyler.
That's my big thing is like when you're going to give like the church talk, and how'd you guys meet?
I slid into them DMs like.
Just slid into them DMs, yeah, like Tinder, or like, I don't know, I feel like I'll just go to heaven and hopefully, and they'll be like, so how'd you meet your wife?
No, I can't remember.
And yeah, they're like, I got like the old prophets. Moses like, I traveled, got my wife, and then they're like, what about you? I swiped right, and they go, oh, and they like put me in another group of like losers. They're not losers. I think if you can find someone on online dating, go for it, because it means, hey, you're not lonely, and you're happy at least. I just can't deal with that story. It's the story. It's how you met.
Yeah.
It's that story that throws me away from.
Well, I mean, it's like, that's the thing. If you're gonna meet on Tinder, you better have one awesome first date.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
and then you can just be like, we met on our first date.
Yeah. Or you just say, hey, meet me at this place, and then you go, oh, are you so and so? And then you go, hey, we met at this place.
Technicalities, mate.
Exactly, and it's not a lie. It's not the whole truth, but it's not a lie. Tinder. Yeah. So you guys met?
So that same week that I met these guys, they hit me up and they were just like, hey, Gregory Alan Isaacov is playing in Flagstaff this weekend in Arizona. And it's just like we're all musicians. None of us have a car that's good enough to get down there. Are you kidding me? It was warming up, so, this is going to be whose
fun.
car's going to make that? Anyway, so they hit up their friends, and they have a nice car. It's got air conditioning. It's not going to die anytime soon. And I jump in the car that weekend to go on the road trip, and there she was sitting in front of me. And pretty much from that second, we were dating.
Whoa.
It was really weird, because the first day I ended up driving most of the way just because I'm huge and don't fit in the back. And
that's a reasonable answer. Yeah.
Anyway, so she managed to get up front and stay there almost the entire time, because like, I was into her. And
she felt your vibes for sure.
She felt them vibes. But we started. Stuff got really weird. We all got pretty tired, and just someone was complaining about something in the back, and I'd like put on this dad voice, and my girlfriend's sister's name is Hallie, and she was saying something. She's just like, oh man, we need to do. I can't even remember what it was. Someone said something, and I was going like, hey. I'm your father. We're not doing that. I will turn this car around. And then Jasmine, my girlfriend, who was sitting next to me, turned into my wife, Cecilia. My name was Harold.
Cecilia.
Yeah. Because the song Cecilia by Simon and Garfunkel came on. I was like,
so what's your girlfriend's real name?
Jasmine.
From Hallie to Okay,
so Jasmine is my girlfriend. Hallie is Jasmine's sister.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
So Jasmine, my girlfriend, was my wife on this trip, and Hallie still is Hallie.
Hallie's still Hallie.
She didn't get a name, and then we had Then we had Tim and Josh in the back, and it was fun. It was a fun way to meet someone, and
What that sound like? Well, mutual friends. You guys had mutual friends.
But the fact that we were going to this Gregory Alan Isaacoff show, because you got to listen to him. He's got this song called The Universe, and he's got another one called Big Black Car. He's just got a lot of really great, poetically genius songs that, they're just real.
We'll have to look him up. Both of us served our missions in South Africa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how we know each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he's actually been in America for a long time. I don't know how long, but I just found out.
Is he an older dude?
He's in his late 30s or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the? Because we're still talking about dating, and you clearly have gotten a female to date you.
Yes,
And
she's
you're
a girl.
What do you think? All right. What do you think of the dating scene in Provo as a whole?
Well,
You've been here for a while.
yeah,
Forever.
and I mean, a lot of people who live in other parts of America think it's kind of weird. It's like you either love it or you hate it. I love it because in Australia, I lived there for 5 months last year,
Okay.
and I'd have my friends and they're just like, oh man, I really like this girl, or what, and just I just don't know what to do. I'm just like, well, ask her out, and then they like wouldn't do it. They're super weird, and they just hang out until eventually they merge into one, and then and it's like, oh, looks like we're dating.
You don't like that. You don't like that.
I don't mind it, but there was also the thing that if you're dating over there, so you got LDS dating in Provo where you have, just that go to BYU alone, there were 30,000 students or something. It's really big.
Yeah.
It's really big. And then in Australia, you've got maybe in the city of Melbourne, there were probably like 1,200 people. And that's like from 18 to 30. It's kind of slim pickings, and you don't. I didn't like it.
You like your options.
Yeah, well, it just makes it kind of hard to. It's just like, oh, there are plenty of fish in the sea, but really, this is a barrel.
Then you come to Provo, and there's like almost too many fish.
Almost
in the sea.
Almost, but it's just fun. Like I have a lot of fun here. God bless America.
It's America.
Fireworks.
Taff, what do you think? The whole merge thing.
Like in a friend group?
Yeah, like the merge we become. Because I feel like there's like two ways. It's either you do the friend thing and you merge into a boyfriend girlfriend, or you're just like you date, you ask someone out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, like even in Provo, you don't have to date to get with someone. You just date for fun. It's great. It's like, hey, person that I think I'm into, do you want to go do something fun? And then you go do something fun, and that can be it. Like, that's it. It's not, you don't have to know them, and you don't even have to see them ever again. And that has an upside to it. In Australia,
and a downside.
I know.
It's the option that I find.
Yeah,
excellent.
that is true.
So
you have the option.
In Australia, you date someone, like you go to the gathering place that weekend, and you just like, everyone's just like, so I heard you went out with this person. What happened? And then there's so do you like her? Do you like it? It's got a real like elementary school feel to it, but. Yeah,
I feel the same
to
way
each
about
their
here.
own, right?
Yeah.
I feel the same way about here, though.
That's why you date outside your friend group, and never date anyone from your mission.
Oh, we only had men in our mission, no sisters.
Lucky boys.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
true, though. I don't know, Taff. What do you think? Dating outside the friend group.
Honestly, I don't think we should apply rules to what works and what doesn't. You know,
Yeah.
I think
I just don't want
good
to
either way.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing. Anybody can do whatever they want, but
Yeah.
the way I like it is just so I can show my face in that friend group again. Like, that's what I really enjoy. Is just being able to go places that I like to go, without worrying about seeing people that don't want me to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
What's so all right? So you said that you have you're preparing a record.
Yeah, so
Tell us about it. How many songs?
There's probably just gonna be 4 because
An EP.
you know I'm a musician. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
It's just
It
a real
costs money.
vicious cycle. Yeah. But I've bitten the bullet and decided to go and make a 4-song EP, maybe 5. We'll see how the finances run. But I started meeting with Stu Maxfield a couple of months ago and prepping to, started writing more songs and trying to narrow it down to what I'm going to do with him. And I had a final prep session with him on Thursday, and we're going to start the rhythm tracks on Wednesday. So
is it just gonna be an acoustic album, or are you gonna have full instruments?
no, so I don't know what I want to do. I've never done it before.
Okay.
I've only been writing music in the last couple of years.
Are you gonna be singing it?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so
this is a first solo venture.
yeah, this is the first. Like the last thing I did for a record was I used to play drums for a band called Arcadian, and
I think, are they local?
like RKDN.
Are they local Provo
Yeah,
band?
yeah.
Are they still going?
Yeah, kind of. There aren't too many original. There's just one original member left, and
That's just sad.
yeah.
Okay, I just feel like I've heard of them before.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you probably have. Like they were doing a lot of stuff, but I think he's trying to regroup, and he's got some management now. And anyway, the last thing I did record wise was when they were the Arcadians and we were 18 and 19, and we did a full length at Velvet Echo Studios with Mike McClellan and Steve Newman. That was in 2012. It was a while ago, and then we did like a single at June Audio, but that's as far as it went.
It's been a while.
For me, I haven't really done anything.
Would you prefer to just play in one band instead of spreading yourself out? Do you feel like you could apply yourself more in that case, or?
Well, I loved playing with the Arcadians because I felt like I had a say, and at least if I didn't get my way, it was a conversation, and it wasn't just a shutdown. We could talk about stuff and, even fight about stuff, and eventually pride would be pushed aside to have the better song, either on my end or the guitarist end or whatever. But I did love just being able to be like, every day I practice drums for this band, or I practice with this band. We practiced a lot. Got a lot done. We released like an EP and an album within 5 months.
That's sweet, dang.
Yeah. And we were 18 and 19, and it's not the greatest album ever, but we were 19. So I'm not embarrassed of it by any means. It was fun. What was the question?
I was wondering if you would prefer just to be in one band only instead of like, because you said you play in 4 different bands. So
think, yeah.
do you feel like you'd, yeah.
Well, I did think that. Have you guys ever been to 100 Block Mercantile on University Avenue?
No.
Okay, it's right next to Velour. It's the antique shop right there.
We've probably walked by it,
Really
but we
scary
just don't
looking one with the doll
appreciate.
in front of it.
With the doll? What?
Remember that scary one we walked past and you were like, "There's probably something really creepy in the back."
Oh yeah, it might be that place. Yeah, like some voodoo black magic in the far back.
It was scary looking.
Just one of those old places. We watch a lot of horror movies. So.
Well, there might have been a doll at one point, but it's actually it's a really nice place. Like,
Okay,
it's got some,
probably not.
Probably not the right
looking at
place.
then. Okay,
Oh, wait,
anyway,
if you're
sorry.
talking about that antique shop on Center Street, that's like it's super narrow. I'm talking about the one next door to Velour. It's got a big glass window at the front, and it's got some motorcycles parked inside. And
Okay, we
No.
haven't even noticed this.
Anyway,
so
that-
you need to unpeel our eyes and tell us about it.
It's super good. Anyway, so there's the guy that owns it and operates it is Russ Evans, and he told me the other day that he's had over 400 musicians go in and jam with him in the store
What?
over the last couple of years. And I've been back probably about 8 or 9 times, and we jam. And I played one of my new songs for him a couple of weeks ago, and he was just like, dude, I like your stuff, and I think you're an idiot for not recording it. And
that's good affirmation. It's great to hear that, man.
And the best part was that Corey Fox, who owns Velour, was right there next to him. He's just like, yeah, you idiot, what are you doing?
That's sweet.
Yeah, and so then I called up Stu and said, I need to do this because I just got shamed.
You gotta start here. So, how would you describe your songs then, like genre wise? I know we talked about the beginning, but
I take a lot of influence from guys like David Ramirez and Joshua James, and I love Isaac Russell. Isaac Russell I hold him in really high regard. He's written some really good, sad, meaningful songs, and I appreciate a good sad song.
What is it that about sad songs that draws you to them?
Just there are plenty of sad songs, but a sad song that you can believe everything that they say, I feel like is the most pure form of a song that can be. Because there are people that are just like, I want to write a song because it will sound good. But then so Isaac wrote a song about his mother who passed away from cancer when he was 16, and I don't even know how to describe it.
You can tell it's personal for him.
I can tell it's personal. You can hear his voice straining in the recording. You can, when he's fighting to get it out, because it's just such a personal song, and he plays it at the end of every set he plays. He just comes up at the end, kicks his band off the stage, and just plays that.
This is for
and
Mom.
He doesn't say anything. We all know.
Everyone knows.
We all know. If you don't know, then you want to find out.
Okay.
And the room just falls absolutely silent, and it's really beautiful. Just, it's pretty next level stuff.
That's cool. So, without giving too much away, what are some of the themes in your songs?
It's mostly just coming to terms with I'm probably always going to be pissed off about something.
We all are. Don't worry about it.
And I wish I could just be angry longer, but I dated someone a few years ago that just, not even intentionally, she's a great person, but ripped my heart out and accidentally tripped over it and kicked it out the hallway, whatever. And I moved to Australia last year to go and sit in my grandmother's empty house and be sad for a while, and I wrote a bunch of songs about her and about how much it hurt. And then I've got songs now that are just like, it's good that I felt that. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world to hurt, because then if you can feel that bad, then you can feel that good. And I felt pretty schmitty. It was really, really terrible for a long time, and then and now being happy in a relationship with someone who wants to stick around, doesn't really have any agenda other than just she wants to be nice to me. It's really good.
That's good. That's
good.
To date someone who wants to be nice to you.
Yeah. Well, it's some people get into some really messed up stuff, but
that's true.
It's just a lot of the songs that I have as an option for this record are just either really like I want the record to go, I'm really mad, to I'm alright, to it's fine, to I'll always have an issue, but like that's life.
And you learn from those experiences.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Maybe we could hear one of your songs. Would you like to play one for us?
Sure.
That'd be awesome.
Taff,
Bust out that guitar.
I was thinking, man, we should get him to play. I don't know if Taft will.
Oh no,
yeah.
no, totally.
How should we do this, audio man? Should I hold like a?
We'll just do like a quick,
Yeah.
have him play a few chords in front of the mic and
is
see how
cool.
it sounds. That's super cool. He's tuning his guitar currently.
Coming straight from the Aftertouch studio, the first live performance of James McIntyre.
And we'll have Dirk perform one.
Oh, yeah,
And we'll have him
absolutely.
bust out the
Well,
drumstick.
I'm getting the drumstick.
Have you
So
seen that?
cool.
I have. I didn't see his album release last week because
It was good.
I was at Gregory Allen Isaacoff.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I went with my girlfriend, and obviously it's special because that's how we met.
That's
so.
true.
So we're just like, anytime he comes, we're going.
Do you have album artwork planned for your EP?
I actually no.
No?
Not at all. Actually, I had this idea for a video once. I don't know if I should do it anymore. Like an announcement video, which
Yeah.
was me in an old room with a sink full of hot water.
Okay.
And I won't say the record name yet. One, because it's not final. Two, because I'd like.
Yeah, wait
to,
till the
you know,
release.
keep-
Yeah.
But like I was.
Yeah.
I was thinking I was gonna go in there. I've got pretty long hair, like it comes down.
Oh, nice. Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah.
I love that we're all wearing hats right now. Hat
Um,
game on point.
I've got pretty long hair, it like goes down to my mouth almost, and I was gonna go in and shave my head, and you know, it's just.
That's commitment.
You
Well-
could be like a rough MMA fighter with a shaved head, man.
Oh,
You'd
you'd be
scary.
so scary.
Sure. That would be good.
You think I'm not scary? Oh, no, never mind.
Okay, I gotta ask, James, do you want the guitar to come through more or your voice? Probably your voice.
Probably voice.
Yeah. Okay, let me, I would just tilt that mic up a bit because we don't have condenser mics. That's a good idea. I'll do the mic work here.
Are you sure?
Stay there now. Sounds good.
So yeah, while they do this, we're about to. What's the song called? Do you have a name? I think he's trying to.
Being really annoying.
The guitar is out of tune.
Gotta get that tunage. This is exciting. I'm super pumped. While you guys are just looking into my beautiful face, name's Tyler, and I'm single. And
Don't mind the mic. Don't mind the mic stand.
all right, let's do a quick sound
Oh,
check.
wait, it could probably just sit right there.
That way I can hear. Okay, cool.
It's just
This is a first for us. But
This is-
we're
yeah,
excited
what
to hear.
kind of mic is this? This is gonna be.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's pull that out. What is it? It's just an audio. It's not a condenser, so it's not gonna be like.
Well, that doesn't matter. It's yeah, that doesn't matter at all. It's fine. That should be right there.
Give us the loudest singing note you're gonna do.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
All right.
I don't have a pick. I have a drum key in my back pocket, but no pick.
Oh, shame.
So,
All right. Want to introduce the song?
I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna play.
I thought you only had four. Four.
Right.
Oh.
This is important.
No, you gotta. We gotta.
You gotta pick the right one, you know.
Because this is gonna woo our viewers.
Totally.
All you viewers out there, you guys are gonna be wooed by James McIntyre.
So this one is a relatively bitter one. It's just like kind
One of
of
your sad ones.
It's kind of like a lost hope kind of one, but you know it's fine now. So
Sweet, man.
do
Let's
it.
hear it.
it's called Old Devil. lives like some old joke, and hiding under hands that our hearts are broke. And will we lose our minds in the 9 to 5? Would we die to stay alive? Will we lay down and level with the sneaky old devil? Will we lay down here and die? And always try to say I love you the most, but now we're running off bound to the coast. You're burning all the letters that I sent with love, and casting out the devil with a gentle shove. And will we lose our minds in the 9 to 5? Would we die to stay alive? Will we lay down and level with the sneaky old devil? Will we lay down here and die? And will we lose our minds in the 9 to 5? Would we die to stay alive? Will we lay down and level with the sneaky old devil? Will we lay down here and die? And always try to tell you the most.
That was awesome, man.
That was freaking awesome.
Thanks.
I liked it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with what was said. You're a fool for not have recorded yet. What took you so long?
Seriously.
Yeah, that was good. Backstory on the song. What happened?
Well, it's just actually that might be the one thing I won't talk about.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I just don't want there to be any misconceptions about
You
me
mean-
thinking that the subject is a bad person, because
So you
she's
just
not.
leave it up for interpretation for the listener.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
Let's leave it at that. I mean, yeah.
I like that.
Cool.
Well, sweet. Well, I think we've hit our recording time actually.
Awesome.
So-
yeah.
James, any last plugs you want to put in? Where we can find your music, your
Yeah.
Instagram, your YouTube, your Facebook. How can people find you?
I'll put in a plug for Stu. His band Fictionist, the guy who's going to record my album. His band Fictionist is opening for the Killers on February 6th.
Dang, that's awesome.
Go to that. I am opening for Fictionist in Canberra next month. I think on the 15th, but
Okay.
whatever. I'm starting recording my record. It should be out by spring.
Sweet.
That's
Spring.
awesome.
Yeah.
What's your Instagram handle for your music?
At James Robin Music. Robin with an I.
Okay.
Yeah.
James Robin Music.
Yeah.
Look it up, peoples. Sweet. James, thanks for being on the show.
Cool.
James, good having you.
Thanks, Matt.
We're good.